Hey guys, welcome back for more Dragonist Classic. Now for sure, everyone, that includes you, wants to have a strong character. And one of the known challenge in the game is to obtain strong equipment. I'm here to give clarity on all of your dilemmas today, because there are matters like, am I paying too much for my equipment? Or, whenever you don't have any protection jelly, how do you enhance your equipment? I'll give you the answer to these questions and make sure you are enjoying the game while making the most out of your farm gold. I really hope you enjoy. Alright, so just an update guys, I do have my complete Sea Dragoness set for my main Elemental Lord, as you can see here. And all of my items, which is the previous Apocalypse set, has been transferred to my new Elemental Lord, which I now use for the same purpose, which Invader Hunt. Now I do have the double farm method, because again, you can still do this with 3, 4, 5 characters, but for me, I think I'll maximize it to at least 4, because it requires me to play around 20 minutes per character just to finish all 3 dungeons. So that would be around 1.5 hour-ish. So I think that's enough, especially that I also do apprenticeship. But along those lines, once I have 4, I believe I can still do a daily quest without even doing apprenticeship anymore, due to the fact that invaders are sought after, especially for the Essence of Life. Because the main thing that enhances the Sea Dragon is Essence of Life. So it's like the new Alteum, but much expensive because it's around like 7 gold. So by having at least 4 Elemental Lord, that would boost my farm. Anyways, that's not the topic today. So the topic today would be revolving around enhancement and also the budgeting side when purchasing your equipment. Now, I know a lot of you guys are new to the game and you're looking for tips on how you can actually complete your set without having, any problems, or are you having a good deal? We're gonna start with budgeting first, or how do you complete the set for the cheapest possible way. Let's do that. Now, the pricing differs for each and every one, but the process is the same. For the Sorceress Apocalypse, we're just gonna be checking everything first on Trading Hall in terms of the base price. The Apocalypse Staff sitting at around 30 gold. For the weapon itself, Crystal Ball, it's sitting around... It has a suffix, so +7 is 65. This is good already. Helm is, yeah, around 20 gold, 22, 29, 24, and 25. So just the trading hall alone, just buying just the base equipment itself would be around, for the full armor, I would put it at 125 gold. Let's put everything at 25 gold a piece. And then for the weapon, it's around 30 gold. Let's just put it the same as the crystal ball, 30. So for you to complete the set, it would be around 185 gold. For me, that's too much. So for every one of you guys, for the new newbies or who doesn't have any idea how you can purchase these set, you can just go to the blacksmith. So Saint Haven, anywhere you can find the blacksmith, go to craft item, and then we now have the complete set here. So Cerberus is for level 32, Manticore and Apocalypse, depends on your class. Now, only for this discussion, Apocalypse is for Elemental Lord, and these are the items that you need in order for you to complete the set. Now, let me give you an idea. I've already checked this on the market, which I'm gonna do next later on. As you can see, the base price of each piece is around 3 gold and 20 silver, plus certain items. Let's check, because it only requires Blue Haven and Scarlet Hell for you to do this staff, which the only difference between the crystal ball and the staff is the tentacle for the staff and power for crystal ball. Let's see. Remember, 3 gold and 20 silver. Blue Haven. The Blue Haven is would cost you around 18 silver. We need 30 pieces. It is around 5 gold and 48 silver. Let's just put it at 5 gold, 50 silver. Adding the base price earlier would be around 9 gold in total. So we're already at 9 gold. Let's check Scarlet Hell. So it's only 2 silver, 3 silver. We need 20. It is around 60 silver, so we are at 9 gold and 60 silver. Let's check Apocalypse Power. So this one is a bit expensive, but here's the big but. We only need 5 pieces of it. So putting everything at 2 gold, let's just put it that way for easier computation. We need 5, that would be around 10 gold. 10 plus 9 is 19 gold in total for you to purchase a crystal ball. Base only, no suffix, no plus, 19 gold, as opposed to purchasing everything on Trading Hall, which would cost you at around 30 gold something. So it's really expensive. It will save you a lot of gold if you just purchase your weapons and armors with the blacksmith. All you have to do is to go back and forth, check for the needed materials, and then check it on Trading Hall how much is it. Alright? So that is so much better than, you know, buying it directly and then thinking if you get a good deal. So this is the best deal, I would be honest with you. So Tentacle is only 12 silver, as you can see. So we only need, say for example, 5. So that would be around 50 silver again. So 9 gold, 50 silver. It's actually around 10 gold to create the Apocalypse Staff, which is really, really, really cheap. Alright, so putting that aside, how about the helm? Well, for the armors, it's the same for everything. Let's see. So every piece of armor requires the Apocalypse Heart. The only difference are the eye, mergence, tooth, and pipe. So I can say from experience, these are really cheap. It's only a few silvers. So this would cost you at around 10 goldish below, which means in order for you to complete the full Apocalypse set, it would be around 50 gold for the armors, another 10 gold for the staff, and then 20 gold for the crystal ball. So more or less, you are spending 80 gold as opposed to 200 gold. That's a lot of difference. So let's talk about enhancement. Stay tuned. Alright, so for the enhancement, it's a bit tricky. For now, one thing that I would like to note is that for the enhancement itself, please focus on your weapons instead of the armors. For the armors, you could just put it at +6, because the armors itself only gives you max HP and MP in terms of the enhancement itself. But for the weapons, this would be your main damage, which means that all of your budget should be for the enhancement side of the weapons instead of the armors, alright? Just take note of that. So for the armors itself, what I would do is this. Since you only purchase, say for example, the base equipment, right? Then add the suffix. Adding the suffix is really simple. I think every one of you, even if you're new, you should be able to know that enhancement is found here under suffix. This is where you can go ahead and add suffix to all of your equipment. Now, it might be overwhelming for new players, but all you have to do is to remove some of the filters. Number one, equipment level. So let's remove level 32. Number two, on the top side most, remove the filter that you don't need. We are focusing on Apocalypse set, so we're gonna remove unique and rare. And then number three, choose the class. So by default, it would be for your class, but for example, you want to add a suffix on certain weapons or armors for different characters, this is where you can find it. And then number four, choose the type. We have the weapon and the armor. So for example, let's go with staff. Now, the last thing to check is the suffix that you want. So if you don't have any idea on which suffix is the best, please check first. When you hover your mouse here, you can read what is being applied. So I'll give you a shortcut to this. For your weapons, it has something to do with enhancing your own damage or decreasing a certain stat for your enemies. Say for example, magical defense or their physical defense or their super armor and so on and so forth. So that's the difference for weapon versus the armor. For the armor, it boosts your main defense only. So it has something to do with elemental defense or increasing your physical defense or magical defense, so on and so forth. That's the big difference between the weapon suffix and the armor suffix. But for easier, or if you want this to be very specific, you can hover your mouse here. So as I mentioned earlier, for weapon, it is mainly for boosting your own damage towards your enemies or decreasing a certain stat for them. This is case-to-case basis, but for Elemental Lord, I usually go for either 10 for decreasing the magical defense of my enemies or intellect. Mainly, I use intellect for increasing my own damage because again, it increases by 11%. And the good thing about these two are they have a duration. It's 10 seconds as opposed to the others. Let me show you. Hero, oh no, magic. The others are on, I think on Crystal Ball. Yeah, it's on Crystal Ball. For magic, as you can see here, it's only for one time. 30 seconds cooldown, 23% probability, 20%, and then an additional 23% increase. Which means that it only hits for one time. For DPS, like Elemental Lord, this is not beneficial. Because most of your damage are coming from either Flame Road or using Chilling Mist, Fireball. Doing it for one time is not a good deal. As opposed to Intellect, which gives you boost on your own damage for 10 seconds, which is beneficial, right? So for the others, you can just read it as it is and choose what you want. But for Elemental Lord, 10th and Intellect is a good way to go. Now, for Crystal Ball, that would be same thing. Intellect is the one that I choose for as opposed to either Water, Darkness, Fire, and Light. I don't use those because it's only for one-time damage. Let's see, for Fire, I believe this is for 40%. Although it's a big boost, but it's only for one attack. Only for one fire type. So it's not beneficial. Not really. So, yep. Either intellect. That's it. Alright, so this is a good way for you to add suffix to your equipment. So the requirement is, as you can see here, let's go for staff, intellect. So these are the things that you can buy on Trading Hall. These two, Red Titanium Horn and the Battle Rations. But for the Facultas Crystal, you need to finish at the very least one normal, either Manticore or Apocalypse. With the blue set, it's gonna be difficult for you. That's the reason why you can just go ahead and purchase the full set, as I mentioned earlier, for 80 gold, add a plus to it. At least +6. At the very least, someone will accept you, especially strong characters. They do help others. Because the equipments now are really strong and the normal Manticore or Apocalypse are really easy. So the only thing that you're gonna be hard to participate would be the Hell mode. The Hell mode requires you to at least have a +10 weapon in order for you to be accepted, and pretty good heraldries. So for now, that's how you add suffix. So this is a good way for you to add the suffix, and then the next thing is enhancement. For the enhancement, it's the same as what you've been doing before. It's pretty much the the old way. So you add to it +6, and then you're good to go. At the very least, you now have suffix and plus to your armors and weapon at the cheapest price possible. So that should be it, especially for the budgeting side. I'm gonna be talking about what do I do if I do have budget, or say for example mid-budget, not that high, not too low, but I have something to purchase and I want to make a decision. Let me help you with that. Stay tuned. Alright, so talking about mid-budget. So again, not too high, not too low. The discussion earlier is if you want to complete the set and you don't have enough gold, but you want to at least upgrade your armors and weapons. So, when you have a mid-budget, the problem is, are you getting a good deal on the weapons and armors that you're purchasing? Now, this is solely a tip for you. If you have a mid-budget and you already have the armors, please do not purchase a higher plus on an armor. Because as mentioned earlier, focus on the weapons itself. So your budget should be focused on increasing the damage of your weapons rather than increasing your armors. That would be a secondary choice. Say for example, you're already done with purchasing your main weapons, then you can now move on your budget to your armors, alright? Please do that. So, let's talk about budget. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. There we go. Alright, so let's talk about budget and how do I guarantee that I'm getting a good deal. So, let's talk about the Apocalypse Staff. Now, for the staff itself, I'm about to post something that talks about Trading Hall, but there is a button here that says check market price. So this is a good way for you to understand how much is being sold in the last 7 days. Now you might be confused that some of these are different from the others. I will explain further. For example, just for the base staff. So for the staff itself, it's being sold at a lowest price of 15 gold. Highest is 60 gold in the last 7 days. I don't know who purchased a 60 gold price, but I'm pretty sure the reason for that is because of the hidden potential. So when you are checking the market price, it only applies to the name that shows above, which means that you will not see what kind of hidden potential was sold at 60 gold. You will never see. So you'll just base it that, okay, the highest is 60, but you're not sure what was sold on that price. The same thing goes with the plus. So say for example, you're checking a +10 staff, right? And you see that it has a hidden potential of agility and an ice attack, and it's a 10th suffix. If you check the market price, the price that you see here are for the suffix of 10th and plus 10. Again, the hidden potential is not included. It only includes the suffix and the enhancement, which means that the highest price for a plus 10 is 120 gold. I believe that's a bad potential. 300 gold for a really great potential. I believe that would be either magic plus critical or two of the same, not really the same, two elemental benefits, which would be for apocalypse, fire, and ice. So, here's the thing. I already have the budget, but I really want my weapon to be strong. How do I do that? So, here's the thing that you will do. First thing that I need to do is to check all of the hidden potential of the weapons itself. For example, I do see here that 45 gold would increase my magic attack, agility, and intelligence. But as I discussed on raw magic versus elemental damage, that for elemental lord, you need ice and fire. But there's a big but here. Just for the sake of argument only, just for this discussion, just let's say that this apocalypse staff has the perfect potential being sold at 45 gold, but I doubt it. For staff, I believe 60 gold would be the price there. 60, yeah. Let's just base it here. The highest price, 60, is the perfect potential, which means that at around 60 gold budget, you would have a hidden potential of int, fire, and ice, which is a perfect potential for apocalypse staff. So that's 60 gold. But the problem is, how do you add the enhancement? Well, you will use the advantage of enhancement transfer. So this item is you can obtain this by doing Abyss Dungeon and then opening either the gold rabbit or the silver rabbit. When you open it, it'll give you at the very least one or two enhancement transfer. For transferring plus, it depends on your class, the type of the weapon, and the plus itself. So if you want to see the details, you can see it here. So you can see here a level 30, a level 40 epic, which is plus 10, would require you 8 pieces of enhancement. All right. So this is what you want to do when it comes to choosing the hidden potential plus adding a plus to it. Why is that? Now the problem with having a plus 10 is that you worry about from plus 6 to plus 10 if you have enough jelly. Now, since we don't do cash, just like myself, I only have a limited amount of magic jelly. And the amount of magic jelly required for you to enhance your equipment, let me see if I have an example here. Where are you? Let me see.
Welcome. Your items will be safe here.
I don't have any example. Yeah. How about
Travel light
this?
for your journey. Store your items here.
Let's see.
Sure.
Okay, so this is a pretty good example. So, as you can see, for a weapon, it requires you at least 6. And it's not even guaranteed. And you can even lose the plus 9, which, what I mean by plus 9, it can go down to plus 8, which is really bad, especially if you're a damage type. So,
Come back soon.
the good thing about the trading hall is that a lot of people are selling plus 10 at a lower price with bad potential. I think you're getting what I mean at this point.
Travel light for your journey.
So,
Store your items.
for budgeting and when it comes to choosing your weapon, choose first the best potential that doesn't have any plus. That's what I always do. Unless, there's an unless there. Unless you can find a good deal wherein it's already plus 10 and it's around 200 gold. Why is that? Because as you can see here, a plus 10 weapon here with a bad potential is 150 gold. And if we were to base the market price for the highest apocalypse staff without a plus is 60 gold, I believe, again, don't quote me on this, but again, I'm pretty sure that 100% Because again, you're not gonna sell a staff for 60 gold with a bad potential. That's impossible. So it has the perfect potential that you want: fire and ice and intelligence, which means that 60 plus 150 equals 210 gold in order for you to have a plus 10 apocalypse staff with perfect potential. That is the best way for you to do this. There's no other way. For me, this is the best way for you to budget things. Especially if you only have limited gold or you have the mid-range gold, but you want to make your character strong. So that's what I always do. That's what I've been doing ever since I have the Apocalypse staff, with the exemption of the Sea Dragoness, because again, it's the first time that I had this set. So I'm still trying to gauge when will it be, lowered down, because again, the price here is a lot. For example, let's see. So this is a great example. Magic attack and fire, 99 gold. Let's see if I can find this one. Okay, so this is a perfect example for you guys. So a Sea Dragon staff, 110 gold, perfect potential. Now all you have to do is to find a plus 10 that is really cheap. For now, it's really hard because again, it's I think one of the reason is unique items is so expensive to add plus because it requires Essence of Life, which is really expensive. But I'm gonna leave this for another discussion. But again, if you want a plus 8 with a good potential, say for example this one, right? Oh, 300 gold already. So you can just buy it directly as opposed to buying the hidden potential and then a plus 8, because again, you're not getting a good deal out of that. Let me see if I can find a cheaper one. I don't see. Yep. Plus 9 is 852. Yeah, 300 gold is the cheapest, which is really good. This is what I did on my crystal ball, just to give you an idea what I did, right? See, crystal. So I purchased mine as a plus 8 weapon at around 300 gold only. 300. So right now it's really expensive. So I got a good deal wherein it's 300 gold plus 8 and it's fire and ice. So that's what I did. So for me, it's a really, really good deal, especially when you're checking the trading hall from time to time if someone is selling something for a really cheap price. All right. So I think that sums everything in terms of if you don't have any jelly, that's what you do. You actually check for hidden potential and then you transfer the plus to it. Now, say for example, you want to jump from plus to plus. If you already have a plus 10, the next jump that I would advise you is plus 12 or plus 13 just for the damage itself. So for the Apo Crystal Ball, let me see if there's any plus 12 here. Yes, there is. So a plus 10 Crystal Ball is around 728 magic attack. Let's just focus on the highest portion. And then a plus 12 is 993. Which means there is a difference of like 723, 28, 270. So 270 additional damage is a lot. And for me, 666 gold for a plus 12 is a steal. Why am I saying that? Because again, I purchased mine before at around... that was before because I had my weapons at a very long time. So it was really expensive at the time at around 500 gold. Right now, a plus 11 is 425. A plus 12 is 666. I think the only reason it's being sold at 666 is because of the fire suffix. Nobody buys that. Because again, it's not beneficial for you. But what I would do in your case is that, but again, it has the perfect potential, fire and ice. So case to case basis, just keep it for now. Until such time that you want to change it. Because again, plus 12 at this price is a steal. Especially it has the fire and ice attack percentage. So All right.
Don't just
I think that
pick
sums about it.
those up.
I don't want to make this video too long. I've been talking too much, but I hope that you like it. I hope that, you've learned tons from it. I'm still going to be updating, and I'm going to be uploading a talk about Trading Hall, mainly about, tips and tricks, how I use it. But for now, thank you so much for listening. I do hope you have a great day. Thank you so much. See you on the next video.